Hello everyone, Jamarcus here. I'm here with week 9 of DDL. It's the final season. Nope, it's the final week of the regular season, and we're undefeated. Hoping to keep it that way. We're confirmed number 1, so it doesn't really matter if I win or lose this, but I've never gotten an undefeated championship, so I'm gonna hold on to it if I can. Facing Maki, who I've faced once before for sure, maybe twice, I don't remember. Definitely once. Um, and they got Iron Valiant. They got Ogre Upon Hearthflame. Gotta watch out for that. Moldbreaker goes through Terra Shell and Corviknight plus Petrant plus Umbreon. Pretty hard to break. And Terra Avalon if that shows up. Kilowattrel faster than my whole team. Definitely some things to look out for. From my side, depending on the team they bring, Scarf Moth destroys them. Scarf Fiery Dance is a very good late game if I can kill Samurott Hisui early, because that's their only fire resist. They didn't draft a dragon, and their fire type is neutral to fire. So Scarf Fiery Dance looks great. We'll definitely need some chip on some things, and like Terra Water on one of the Terra Captains is decently likely. Besides that, though, let's look at what I brought. Starting up with Banded Metagross. This guy breaks really well. Um, Obviously, Corv takes the heavy slams pretty well, so does Terra Avalugg. But even the other resists, like um, Ogerpon, Samurott, the electric types, they don't like taking heavy slam. I have Banded Bullet Punch, which kills Valiant after a spike, usually. Um, Thunder Punch is nice for Corv if I want to make that play. It also is okay neutral coverage into the team. And then Banded Knockoff, always nice to have. Next up, Life Orb Mixed Chomp. Get up some spikes, hopefully. Draco, really nice for Petrarunt, really nice for Terra Water Avalugg. Earthquake is nice for Spadef Umbreon, which I'm very much expecting. And then I have Fire Blast for Corv, which does a lot of damage as well. Max Special Attack, enough speed for the Petrarunt. I don't care about running max speed for the Sandy Shocks, because I think I beat them. Anyways, Scarf Moth, very standard set. Max speed, timid to speed tie Ogerpon if they get a Trailblaze. Worst case, I go for a speed tie. Then max special attack. Um, Scarf Overheat, really nice damage into the team. Fiery Dance, late game win con. Sludge Wave, also a late game win con. Like if Petch doesn't show up and Corviknight is dead, suddenly Scarf Sludge Wave is fantastic into them. And then I have Toxic. It's one of my ways to wear down Umbreon early on. I expect Spadef Umbreon to beat the Moth check, so it's a risky play, but clicking Scarf Toxic, expecting that thing to switch in, is something I'm thinking about doing this game. Next up, Boost Trap. Because I have Scarf Moth, I'm scared of rocks, especially because I think Avalugg or Dunsparce or Sandy Shocks will get them up pretty well, and there's also a Samurott Hisui, and spikes are very strong into my team like Metagross and Garchomp, so getting those rocks gone will be nice. This wrap has been Combine, Terra Starstorm, and Flamethrower. Flamethrower so I can hit Corv. I really wanted Earth Power or Dark Pulse for the Petrarunt, but I was a little more scared of Corv. So I went Flamethrower instead. Next up, boring old Battle Bond Gren. Enough speed for Valiant, Surf, Water Shuriken, Dark Pulse, and Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave's mostly here for Ogerpon, if they're like a bulkier Ogerpon. Surf might not kill them, so just really guaranteeing I kill them with Sludge Wave is nice. Also is nice for Iron Valiant before I get my Battle Bond boost. And finally, Azu. Rindo Berry. This is my dedicated lead. It's nice for Ogerpon. I take a Grass move and Liquidation into Aqua Jet usually kills. Play Rough is nice for forcing out Umbreon, and then Knockoff, just general utility. A little bit of speed to outspeed a bulky to Dunsparce. That's the team. Fairly happy with it. What do I expect to see? Valiant for sure, Samurott probably, Corv probably, Ogerpon probably, Umbreon probably, and then I think Petch, Dunsparce, or Avalugg are the next most likely. But we see a Kilowattrel, a Petulant, and an Avalugg. So there's no Corv, and there's no Samurott. So Avalugg is looking like it's going to be their setup chomp answer, because like Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Chomp destroys the rest of their team. So I'm imagining they're going to want to keep that thing safe. I am going to lead Azu because it's my dedicated lead. Feels like it beats everything on lead except for Petulant and Avalugg, but I think I can deal with those two. So I lead Petch. No, I don't. I lead Azu as they lead Avalugg. Not too surprising. I'm going to knock this thing off. If it's like some weird Custap Berry sturdy set, I can knock off the Custap. Even if they're just boots, knock off that for the spikes. Um, and just, I don't think I lose much from making that play. I knock off, do they get rocks up? They don't, they body press. This interaction tells me they are max defense, which means they're actually already in range of Draco, and they're already in range of Sludge Wave from Iron Moth and Terra Starstorm from Terrapagos. So as long as I keep this sturdy broken, I'm pretty good to OHKO this thing. I switch here because I can't do much to this. Player F does like 20 or 5%, I think. They're easily going to be able to recover that off, and I don't want them to start Iron defensing. So I go hard Iron Moth. They click Body Press here, which makes me think Body Press is their best move to click into me. I don't think they're going to have a Rock move, and I don't think they're going to have Earthquake. So I go hard Iron Moth. Also, speaking of Iron Moth, they did bring a Fire Resist. Their Fire Resist is Avalugg, but if I get a Fiery Dance boost as it switches in, it dies to the next one. So Scarf Fiery Dance is looking like a great late game win con. But I go Iron Moth. Do I make a big blunder? I don't. They go Petulant. I'm okay with that. I'm just going to click Overheat here. They should probably switch. If they're max HP, they die to Specs Overheat. Or I could have Psychic. So I think Umbreon's the realistic switch in here. But I don't want to make that risky play quite yet. Because if they're Split F and they would live, then they would stay in. So I just click Overheat to be a safe play. See what this Umbreon's saying. They bring it in. How much do I do? 39%. Yep, they're absolute max Split F. So I switch on this thing. I don't want to get Thunder Waved. And I'm locked into Overheat. So I go Azu. As they wish. That's fine. I figured they're probably going to switch Avalugg on my play rough to get it back to full. So I switch, expecting that. And I go Terrapagos. But they just stay in and protect. Bit of an obvious play, maybe. I should have considered that a bit more. So I switch back to Azu. As they go Patch. Unfortunate. I really thought they were going to stay in there because I don't think they were going to be that scared of Terrapagos. Maybe they didn't want to get Toxic. But if I Toxic them, I also get Toxic, so maybe a decent trade for them. But anyways, they go Petulant. Terrible matchup for me. So I go my Iron Moth, figuring they probably want to use Poison move here. Yeah. This turn, I'm feeling pretty confident that they're going to go back to Umbreon. They're at full health. They know I'm not Specs. So I'm going to click Toxic this time. And it pays off. Synchronize. Doesn't matter. So I'm locked into Toxic here, so I obviously don't want to stay in. So I go back to Azu. They Thunder Wave, but they miss. I'll take it. I'm already slower than the whole team, besides Avalugg, who I'm switching on anyways. So I'm not too worried about that, but obviously I'll take it. I'd rather them miss than hit. They go Avalugg here, as I just knock off. I figured maybe they'll go Petulant, maybe they'll stay in, and I can knock off Boots because they're not leftovers. But yeah, they just go Avalugg. This turn, I figured they're probably just going to attack me again. But I'm not going to make the same Iron Moth play, because if I go Iron Moth, they're just going to bring back an Umbreon. And I'm going to take a lot more damage. And I want to stay out of like one hit from Ogerpon if they don't have Stomping Tantrum. Because they're going to have to pick between their coverage. They want Play Rough for Chomp, but they want Stomping Tantrum for Moth. So we'll see what they have. So I actually go hard Garchomp. I don't think they're clicking Ice Move here, and they don't. They click Body Press again. Draco kills them here. If they want to go hard, Val, good play. Otherwise, I pretty much get a kill here. If they switch Petrant, they're going to take way too much, die to Earthquake. Same thing if they go Umbreon. Actually, I think it would lift Draco into Earthquake, but it would do a lot. And seeing as they're Thunder Wave, I don't think they have Toxic, so I'd be pretty safe to just stay in on them. So I just click Draco here, and yeah, I miss. And the Dead Avalanche. Unfortunate play. Uh, yeah, they missed Thunder Wave. I think that's a much more meaningful miss. They would have had a dead Avalok, and then look at Banded Heavy Slam after that. No Corviknight, and no like Terra Water to Dunsparce. So if this thing's dead, Metagross pretty much gets a kill, or puts something in range of like Aqua Jet or Water Shuriken after. So missing that really sucks. Um, I'm kind of surprised my opponent stayed in. I think me going hard Garchomp on this screams, I'm special Chomp, I can kill you. I don't think anyone would make that play if I couldn't. So surprised they stayed in, but worked out for them. So I've got to deal with that. I go Iron Moth, Sludge Wave is going to kill this and force them out. I'm hoping they sack it, but yeah, they don't. They just go Umbreon. Slowly getting this thing chipped down though. I go back to Azu, as they wish. Do I just play rough this time? No, I don't. I make the same play, going back to Terapagos as they protect. But that's fine. It's taking more toxic damage and it's staying decently low. I go back to Azu, as they go back to Petron. I make that same play again. It seems like their Petrant is their Terapagos answer. So I should have caught on to that a little earlier. I think going back to Azu on Umbreon might have been a bad play. Maybe making more of a mid ground. Could have been better. I'm just really scared of anything getting Thunder Waved. If Terapagos gets Thunder Waved, not the end of the world. But if Gren gets Thunder Waved, suddenly I can't use it as my win con. Same with Iron Moth. And going Metagross, I can live one foul play, but I don't know if I want to do that quite yet. So it's a tough call to make. I go back to Iron Moth as a Malignant Chain again. And this turn, I think I make a little bit of a misplay. I click Overheat again, thinking they're just going to go back to Umbreon. But I should have realized that my Overheat doesn't actually kill this Petrant or anything near it. So I think Fiery Dance was actually a better play, so that I actually progressed and made progress on this Pokemon. I just said the same thing twice. I Overheat, doesn't do that much, and they just recover. I think they've probably figured I'm Choice Scarf at this point. And yeah, if I had Fiery Dance there, I would have done like 40% if I get a boost the next one kills, and they don't really threaten me that much, so I can just keep clicking Fiery Dance. And if I get enough boosts, I win from this point. So Fiery Dance was probably the play here, unless they're against Scarf Kilowattrel or Scarf Valiant. But yeah, I Overheat. I can't switch into this Petrant though. I don't want to go Gran and get poisoned and confused. Azu dies. Don't want to break my Terapagos shell yet. And Metagross can't kill this thing, because I don't have Psychic Fangs. Really wishing I did. So I stay in to click Overheat again, thinking, okay, maybe they won't recover this turn, so I can get them low, and then I can switch on a Recover at least, instead of a Malignant Chain. So I Overheat again. And they go hard Kilowattrel, maybe expecting a swap, or knowing they would live one. But the luck came back to me and I get a crit. Very nice. I'll take it at this point. In comes Ogerpon. This thing is a threat. If this thing gets a Swords Dance and a Trailblaze, I lose the game on the spot, probably. Aqua Jet into Bullet Punch into Water Shuriken can kill. I have to get like 5 Water Shuriken hits though, so it's pretty sketchy. So I've got to be careful. I cannot let this thing get a Swords Dance and a Trailblaze boost. As long as if it doesn't get any speed boosts, I can just Revenge Kill with Moth, and if it doesn't get any Swords Dances, Terapagos can live a hit and do enough damage to put it in range of Aqua Jet. So I do save this, and I go Azu, figuring if they Swords Dance, I will live a Trailblaze because of Rindo, and I can Aqua Jet to put them in range, or it'll die to Moth anyways. But they just hard Trailblaze, which scared me a little bit at first, because the next Trailblaze will kill me, which means they're guaranteed faster than Iron Moth. But that means they didn't get a Swords Dance, which means they're dead to Terapagos after I Aqua Jet them here. So all is good. And if they Swords Dance again, that means I get another Aqua Jet into them, which would just put them in range of Water Shuriken anyways. So I Aqua Jet 34% as they kill me with another Trailblaze, that's fine. I can just go Terapagos, I live any hit. And they go Petrarunt, not surprising, but I had to click Terra Starstorm there, I'm not going to predict. They go into Umbreon on my Iron Moth, good double. And then at this point, I don't have my Azu, which I've been switching in on this Umbreon the whole game. So at this point, I figure I have to go Metagross. The Thunder Wave figured. Heavy Slam will kill this though, so I'm gonna click it. But they make the more obvious Avalok play. I get fully parried, which is actually good for me, because that reveals that I don't reveal any information. I don't show that I'm banded, and it means I'm also not locked into Heavy Slam, which I did click this turn. So I can Thunder Punch this turn. It won't kill. And then I'm expecting them to recover, actually. Thunder Punch is like 35%, so I didn't think it's actually worth clicking. Rather, I switch into Terapagos, thinking they're going to recover, but they don't, they just body press, which is unfortunate. Had I Thunder Punch there, they would have been faster the next turn and could have just recovered then. So it's not like I would have killed this thing, but maybe I would have forced the recover and then switched to Terapagos and keep my shell. But my shell breaks. I do Calm Mind here because I think they're going to save Avalok. And if they stay into body press again, they don't kill me. So I just Calm Mind, figuring they probably want to go Patch. Really wishing I had Earth Power or Dark Pulse at this point because there's no Corv. But I have Flamethrower, so I just click that. They Toxic, they confuse me. I break through though, which is nice. I do 45%, but I'm slower, so they're just going to recover here. So I Calm Mind again, hoping to not hit myself in confusion, and it ends early. That's fantastic. I Calm Mind again, great. And Flamethrower is now going to be 2-hit KOing this. Malignant Chain doesn't do anything. So I click Flamethrower a few times. I burn, which is nice, a little extra chip, but it's going to be in range of everything anyways. And I actually save my Terapagos at this point in the game, because I figured I'll have a sack, could be nice for Ogerpon. And I think they're just going to recover anyways as I die to Toxic. So I go into Iron Moth, but they just Malignant Chain, which is fine. I should still live in Ivy Cudgel, I think it's a roll though. And I kill them with Fiery Dance. I get the boost, which is nice, but I still don't do nearly enough damage to Umbreon. So I have to switch. Back to Metagross. On the Thunder Wave, that's great. I will live a foul play here, and I'm just going to take my kill with Heavy Slam. Down it goes Umbreon, and in comes Ogerpon. Terapagos no longer takes a hit from this. Iron Moth doesn't either. Neither does Gren. Nothing on my team lives a hit from this, so if they Trailblaze, I would need to win a speed tie. And Trailblaze kills Metagross here, so I have pretty much no play. I can't stay into Heavy Slam for Chip to put them in range of Water Shuriken. So it's looking like it's going to be a speed tie. So I sack Terapagos here because I'm figuring Bullet Punch might be necessary in the endgame. Terapagos is never going to do anything. So I sack Terap. And then from this point I had two options. Scarf Sludge Wave, hope they're not max speed. I'm max speed timid, so at worst this is a speed tie. If I lose that, it looks terrible, but it's not absolutely over. Bullet Punch into 5 Water Shurikens can kill this, so there is an out, but it doesn't look good. But if I do get the Water Shuriken kill on it, Gren would win the game if they're not Sash, Valiant, or like Endure Custap. I don't think Vacuum Wave would kill me. Unless there's Specs Vacuum Wave, then maybe. But I figured I'm more likely to get to play with Iron Moth correct, because worst case they're max speed and it's a 50-50. Hitting 5 Water Shurikens is a lot less than a 50-50 and hitting a Bullet Punch through Para. So I go for Iron Moth. I click Sludge Wave, and I hope that they're not max speed. They were. I just won the speed tie. And yeah, at this point they go Avalug, they die to Sludge Wave, and it looks like they're not going to be Scarf or Booster Speed Val either. Or Sash. And yeah, down goes Iron Val. A lot going on in this game. Crit, Kilowattrel, missed Draco, speed tie. I probably was on the luckier end, although I think the game would have looked very different if I hit that Draco on Avalugg. Being able to click Banded Heavy Slam with Metagross would have been very nice. But I could pretty much never click that move as long as Avalugg was alive. Azu was really nice this game. It only clicked 3 moves, but it felt like it hit the field 6 times. I switched it on Umbreon quite a bit. Gren never came out. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have been Life Orb. Maybe Sash would have been better because I got really close to losing that endgame against Ogerpon. And the Life Orb damage was nice for Umbreon, but even then, +1 Surf was like, if this thing's at 50%, it's not dying, and it's just going to Thunder Wave me. So I would have to go for a Dark Pulse Flinch. So I don't know how good Life Orb was of a Bring. I really like the Banded Metagross Bring. I like the Garchomp set despite it doing literally 0% this game, except for a rough skin hit. Scarf Moth saved me. Definitely would have lost the game if they got up rocks. Moth hit the field way more times than it was supposed to. I mean, I clicked, what, 3, 6, 8 moves on this thing, and I think I only ever stayed in to click a move twice, except for this endgame, or including this endgame, I think. Boost Trap did the same thing as it always does. Regret bringing Flamethrower would have been a different game had I had Dark Pulse or Earth Power, but I was very scared of Spadef Corv. I thought about dropping Calm Mind for that extra coverage, but if I drop Calm Mind, I struggle a lot into Umbreon. But I struggle into Umbreon anyways, so maybe dropping Calm Mind was the right play. Again, Life Orb Ground, maybe shouldn't have brought that. Rindo Azu, still pretty happy with it. So, that's week 9, that's the regular season. Week up playoffs, I am first. The bracket's not finished, not bracket, but um, week 9's not over yet, so I don't know who are my options. I have an idea of like between 2 of who I want to pick, but it depends on where they end up. Um, we go undefeated. Very nice. Um, First season of DDL for me. I think I did pretty good. I think I drafted a great team. It's not over yet. I don't want to do a whole retrospective quite yet. I still got hidden techs my opponents don't know about. That's not true. Um, but we'll see what happens in quarterfinals. Whatever happens, very happy with how I did. And GG's Maki. Sorry for the crit on Overheat. Sorry for the speed tie on Ogerpon Hearthflame. But I would also appreciate apology for Draco miss. I'm kidding. But it would have been nice to hit that. That's week 9. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.